Welcome back to the video blog. My name is Adam Daniel Mezei, adamdanielmezei.com. Or you might want to check out pmdforhire.com. Papa Mother Delta for hire, FOR.com. You know, let's just say it for what it is. I'm not a bad-looking guy, and I don't have a problem getting dates. You might not like that I just said that. You might think I'm a little bit pompous or conceited, or you might think that that's just not the right thing to say on a video blog, but let's just say it for what it is. I don't have a problem getting dates. I go out on the street. I know chicks are looking at me. I know guys are looking at me. I know people are looking at me. I sometimes respond to the energy. Sometimes I don't respond to the energy. I've been single for quite a bit of time, and it's been fun, I have to admit. It's been not fun at some stages, but it's been an interesting experience. And when I'm not working, and when I'm not researching, and when I'm not doing the things that I do, I like to go for it. You know, I'm not afraid to open my mouth. I'm not afraid to approach people. I'm not afraid to approach girls that I find attractive in public venues. I'm not afraid to have a conversation. I don't always have to bring it to some kind of a conclusion. I don't always have to do something with the energy. I just kind of enjoy meeting people, and I enjoy talking to people, and I enjoy listening to what they have to say. And I kind of like the game of it all, because I think the dating game is a game, and that's why they call it the dating game, and there's a bit of a strategy to it, and I try not to overthink the matter. I'm kind of too old, if I can say that, for the overthinking of it. I just go for it. If I like something, I go for it. If I don't like it, I just stay away from it. But most of my really good friends happen to be females. I don't know why that's the case. I happen to get along with women in a platonic capacity very well. I think I understand them very well, and I enjoy conversations with them, because I find that conversations with girls are different than conversations with guys. I have guy friends. It's a different type of conversation that we have. With women, you can be a little bit more expressive. You know, the conversation is a little bit more circular. I enjoy that because you flesh out a hell of a lot more issues. Naturally, it's more time consuming, but a few of my girlfriends, my friends that are girls lately, are telling me that they're going through some interesting relationship difficulties. One of my friends is complaining about where she finds herself in the world. She kind of finds it hard with somebody as experienced as she, having been all around the world, and she happens to be a mother, and she goes all around. She just doesn't really connect to her sense of place, her geographical position, and she finds people boring. That was a very interesting comment. She finds men that she dates, or that she goes on dates with, to be unintellectually stimulating. And I thought that, is that a word? Intellectually unstimulating, and I thought that was interesting. Another friend of mine in another country, in another place, also a single mother, finds herself going through a little bit of a situation with guys as well. She's in a bit of a quandary, a similar kind of complaint that, you know, the men that she meets are attractive, they're strapping, they're handsome, they're this, they're that, they might even have money, but they're just not interesting enough to her. They don't really supply her with any kind of, you know, intellectual stimulation. And that is just an interesting kind of, if I can use the expression synchronicity, to find myself in this situation where I have a little bit of a similar approach to the situation myself. That's not really what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to give you a bit of a preface to what I'm about to describe, because you can see that everything in a moment has kind of a causal build-up. But I wanted to talk about the notion of single, being single, like when you tell somebody I'm single, or you advertise the fact that you're being single. One of the most annoying things about living in the city of Prague is... let's see how I can describe this, because I can come at it from a number of different ways. Just let me take a sip of coffee. Hang on. Okay, let's try it this way. The notion of being single in Prague is what I like to joke around with my Czech friends that are girls. I like to say it's a philosophical construct, because it's not a straightforward question and answer. You know, you ask somebody, you ask a girl, it doesn't matter what age, to be very honest with you. This is a cultural phenomenon that exists in particular in Central Europe, but even more particularly here in this country, in the Czech Republic. You can directly ask a Czech girl and ask her if she's single, and you get a really interesting answer. So some of the answers that you'll get are, yeah, I'm single, but I'm kind of seeing this guy, and it's not really serious, and he's cool, and I don't really know if I'm going to stick with him, but yeah, if you want to go out on a date, yeah, it's cool, we can do that, and, you know, is that okay? Like, so you get one of those. Here's another variation on the theme. I actually have a boyfriend, and I live at home with him, but it's not really working out, but I'm still with him, but if you want to go out, like, we can do that. You rarely get the, I'm single. Absolutely unfettered, no ties. I'm able to see and do what I want. I don't have a secret boyfriend. I don't have a secret agenda. If you want to date me, that's fine. If I like you, this kind of thing. You rarely get that in this country. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, why? Now, why is that the case? Well, I have a lot of theories after living in this city for as long as I have. I'm almost here for 5 years, and I think the primary reason is because this is a deeply atheist country, which really has no moral compass, in my experience, and so there's no kind of compunction about fucking around. It's just part of the culture, and it's also a culture which is a terribly bashful and self-absorbed and self-conscious country that is so, like, fragile and so easily offended and stuff like that. So people are constantly inward looking. It's a phenomenon of Central Europe, and so it's always about me, what I can get for me, not about what it is for you, but what it is for me. So all those things, having said that, it's kind of really, really annoying dating people in Prague because you never really get a straight answer from somebody as to what their motivations are. You never get people telling you the truth, and authenticity is a very, very difficult commodity to come to discover and to find in this city. And I think after almost 5 years, it's definitely bred a considerable degree of apathy in my mind. It's really kind of turned me off to dating. It's turned me off to, I shouldn't say even trying. I'm very much in the school of thought in that Cameron Crowe, that Amenabar way, which is the Vanilla Sky, which is, every moment is pregnant with possibility. You never know where your luck's gonna fall. You don't just walk with your sort of head down, buried in your chest, wondering, oh, woe is me, it's never gonna happen. But I've become extremely phlegmatic about the entire dating scene, and I don't like that about myself, because I'm not a phlegmatic person, and I'm not a sad sack, down on his luck, woe is me, oh no, what am I gonna do? I'm not that kind of person. So to have to kind of contend with the fact that there's a growing sentiment of apathy within me is very disturbing to me. It's produced a tremendous amount of dissonance in my mind, and it's produced some very bizarre kind of behaviors. I do continue to approach women, and it's a very unusual phenomenon as well in this city for a man who just likes a woman to just go up and strike up a conversation. We're not talking about being a vulgar pig or, what is typically thought of in the city as an Italian style of, of courting. It's just, hey, what's up? How you doing? What are you doing? Hey, that's nice. What are you reading? What are you drinking? Whatever the case may be. I'm never ashamed to do something like that. Never. And I don't think there's... And I enjoy it, actually. I enjoy that breaking the fourth wall, bringing a film term into the mix. I enjoy that tremendously. I love that the challenge of going up to somebody new and seeing what they're all about, and especially somebody that is attractive. But invariably, what I have discovered is, yeah, you can get the person to talk to you, but they're never going to tell you the truth about what their personal situation is, and you end up usually discovering it on the sly, and it's completely disappointing, totally cock-blocking, and annoying as hell, and also really, really just miserable about the city. It's kind of like, I don't even want to bring the discussion of there's one way that Czechs treat foreigners, and there's another way that they treat the domestic audience. That's another video blog for another day, and I don't think I should bring that into the mix because that would only complicate matters. But if I didn't see them doing it amongst themselves, then I'd say it's only a kind of discrimination, but it's not. I see them doing it amongst themselves too. And that's really sad. It's really, really, really sad, because you really can't cultivate any kind of healthy relationships with people here. It's really extremely difficult to make friends in Prague. It's extremely difficult to establish relationships. I give fulsome applause to the guys and girls that succeed in it, that succeed in doing it, but the track record is really poor in this city. And I guess, I'd ask you the question, when you ask somebody if they're single, are you getting an honest answer from people? And what are some of the philosophical, elaborations on the idea of being single that you hear when you're out in the scene? It's really annoying, I have to say, for sure. So that's the video blog for today. Lessons on being single. And tomorrow maybe I'll go into the whole thing about the discrimination. That's an interesting topic too. See you tomorrow. Take care.